Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I am spiritual medium Kellee White, and I'm also a psychotherapist. And today is April 25th, 2024. How's everybody doing? Because Mercury is direct today. Now, we're not going to feel it today, as people have reported to me things breaking and busting. Of course, that's how it works on the day that Mercury goes direct, because when a planet goes direct, it just kind of holds that energy and kind of like it gets intense before it starts to move forward again. But we'll talk about all of that. Hi, Adrian Fisher. Oh my gosh, honey, are you back from Europe and all your travels? It's great to see you, honey. I'm so glad. I just happened to catch your name here. I'm so glad. And everybody, thank you for writing such great questions, and I'm going to answer so many questions tonight. Hi, Sherry Craft. I am going to get to your questions, Sherry, because they were good questions. Hi, Nettie. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Tom. I'm glad you're catching me live too. Hi, Renee. Today was incredible amounts of deja vu. It felt like time stood still. Yes, isn't that interesting, Renee? It's kind of that Mercury retrograde kind of holding the space like this. You know, it's one last like holding down of energy, but I'm glad you got to experience deja vu. Those are really interesting places in our life where our soul connects to what we had planned. So I always think they're just amazing. God gifts us when we have those deja vus. They're so cool. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Glow. So Glow asked a good question. She says, when a husband and wife die and they go to the other side, are they also husband and wife there? Well, you know, James and I would probably answer it like this. And I say him because he answers this question a lot. And I always giggle when he answers this question. To some couples will absolutely have that experience on that side and be together for forever if that's what their souls want to do. Okay, that's how I'm going to answer that question. There are others that have been married that are like, oop, adios, you know, skedaddle. Never to be have to come together again. So it all depends on the relationship and really the deep love and the connection. So the answer is it can absolutely happen that way. Okay, I hope that helps. Hi, Sasha. I'll get you a card for your beloved wife, Renee, Sasha. She's a glorious woman who has my heart. Have a great show. Thank you. Oh, Sasha, I'll get you, remember to come back and get you a card when I'm doing the cards from your wife, Sasha. Okay. I'm going to make a note of that, Sasha card. Sometimes I forget. I get so excited and I keep going down the list and I forget. So I'm going to write a card from your wife. Okay. Hi, Dee Dee from Chicago. Okay. A book update is, drum roll. I should actually have my husband do a drum roll here. We're hoping that it will be out mid-June, believe it or not, mid-June. So please, God, mid-June, a lot of exciting things happening. I mean, this has really been and will be an exciting year. There are a lot of things that are going on. James and I really wanted everybody to know also that as we are going to our new title of our new show, where we're going to have guests on Monday, and it's James Van Prague, Life After Death and Beyond with me, Kellee White. And the show is we're going to have a lot of guests. Now, I'm sure there'll be shows where it's just the two of us with a topic talking. We always love to do that as well. And we are going to be merging the Both Sides Now webpage, and I think there was a YouTube page for that, and ultimately that will be gone, but you will be able to watch the shows live on Facebook, on my page, on James's page, and also on both of our YouTubes that we have. So James has a James Van Prague's YouTube, and I have my spiritual medium Kellee White's YouTube also. So there we go. So that's how that will all work. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Marge. Hi, Bernadette. Hi, Jen. So hi, Mrs. Shy Pono. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lori Counts. How are you doing, honey? How's Kiko doing? So I hope everybody's doing well this week. My daughter called to ask me when the energies were going to get a little easier. And actually, I think they are going to start getting a little easier, a lot easier, actually, because we have a couple of really interesting aspects that I'm going to talk about before we get into our topic tonight. And again, answering as many questions as I can. So Mercury moves direct today. We really probably won't feel the real effects of all of this for several days. And the reason is Mercury in Vedic astrology is still in Pisces. Now, it just does not do well in Pisces. Okay. It just doesn't. Gets cloudy and foggy, and it just doesn't do better. But on May 10th, Mercury in Vedic astrology moves into Aries, and that will be like new beginnings, ready to go, a lot of energy, better communications. So if you can wait till about May 10th for really things to clear out with communication problems and computer problems and all of that, and things still busting, it will get better. And I think at the energy, though, you'll start to feel a lot better by May 10th as far as Mercury goes. Now, another really interesting thing is that Jupiter, the largest planet next to the sun, and the benefic planet, which means it brings good luck, good fortune, blessings, it changes signs once a year. And so on May 1st, it will change from Aries, and it's going to move into Taurus in Vedic astrology. It'll be moving into Taurus. So, and it stays in Taurus from May 1st of 2024 this year until May 14th of 2025. So a full year. So the last time that Jupiter moved into Taurus was May of 2012 to May of 2013. So what was your life like? If you can think back in May of 2012 for a full year until May of 2013. So in my case, I remember getting, I had been long out of grad school, but, had to get my hours, and I had my private practice, and it was like growth, 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 growth. I was in Australia for a month. I mean, there was I was so busy. And if I go now forward into this May 1st, of this year until May 14th of 2025, it's probably going to be very similar energy because I have a new book that's coming out and everything that goes with that. So it's a constant go, 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 go when Jupiter moves into Taurus. So anyway, that's really what I wanted to talk about today was this aspect, because Jupiter represents our life force, and it means growth. It means expansion. It expands any planet that's near it, actually. It brings wisdom, and it means higher learning. So it's a really important transit when it changes signs. Now it's going to be going into Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and that has a lot to do with family. It also, because Taurus is a fixed sign, it is going to be good for like almost forcing people to save money. So it will be good for financial growth, actually. And it's going to be good if let's say you haven't been able to save money. I have a feeling you're going to be able to during this period of time. Also, it will also help with building harmonious relationships. So it's actually a good aspect here. And it can bring some really significant changes into your life with things like education. It can certainly bring wealth in. It can bring good fortune. It can bring children, grandchildren, a lot of spiritual wisdom. So it's an important time, actually, when this happens. And the positive sign when Jupiter goes into Taurus is it brings things like business. You might go into business. It also has a lot to do with food and the food industry. So it has to do with beauty and flowers and home and redoing your home, and has a lot to do with farms, interesting enough, too. And it can absolutely bring family and children in. So, and on the negative side, Taurus, again, it's fixed, and it has a lot. Taurus is very important for security and family safety. And sometimes it also gets, it's very materialistic. So again, we're headed into a very spiritual year, but with Jupiter in Taurus, people, may tend to forget about spirituality until they are needing to. And so anyway, it'll be an interesting dynamic to watch people, okay, with this aspect. But it's a really important aspect, and I think it brings a lot of good, actually. That's my thought on it. I think it brings a lot of good. So everybody, I wanted to talk tonight about life themes, because I think we know, if I talk about soul purpose, and I'll do another talk on soul purpose, because we always have a soul purpose when we come here. But and a soul purpose, by the way, does not necessarily mean, a career oriented thing. I mean, it could be, your purpose might be just to be a great, member of a family. It might be, something that, I mean, this simple, can be very simple things that we have a soul purpose to. But life themes are, I find, kind of very fascinating, because when we incarnate, before we are born, before we come in, we plan, and some people really, really plan. Some people put in, some of the highlights and kind of let the rest, be willy-nilly. I know I did not do that. I know that I put in a lot of very particular life things that I needed to learn here, big classes. But anyway, I think of life themes as almost like classes. Like, when we're going to come to Earth, what is it that we're going to be experiencing here? And so when we incarnate, we not only come with a life purpose, but we also have a life theme. And in fact, we can have more than one life theme. And the primary theme basically would be like our basic goal for each journey or each incarnation. And it's not necessarily the same for each incarnation. So the primary theme is basically who you are. And the secondary theme might be the biggest obstacle that we have to overcome along this journey. And that's what we come to work on. So there's like a primary theme and a secondary theme. And I can tell you a little bit about my main theme. My life theme has always been responsibility. It just has always been responsibility. And you can look at your life and you can go, if you think about the things that you've either endured, or the things that you've had to learn here, or things that come naturally to you. And for me, I was the oldest. I'm the eldest of the four of us, actually. And there really is a thing with birth order. It doesn't have to be, but I always feel that it's pretty important. And both my parents were, how do I say this? They both had a brother. Both mom and dad had a brother that were 12 years older than my mother and father. So my father had a brother that was 12 years older than he was, and my mother had a brother 12 years older. Now, what are the odds of that? And then these two marry. And so in psychology, that actually made them the youngest and the only child. So they were the youngest child of the oldest brother, but in actuality, they were also an only child, because there was a 12-year difference. So then I come along and I'm the oldest. So from birth, I remember thinking, oh my God, who are these knuckleheads? Are they going to have any idea of how to take care of me? You have got to be kidding me. And I came in with this great responsibility of taking care of them. And my father, when I was 3 years old, and I talk about this in great detail in my book, but when I was 3 years old, my father overdosed on heroin in front of me. And that's when my responsibility kicked in even more so, if you can imagine that. So I take responsibility very seriously. I always have. And then when my mother kept having another child and then another child, it was like, you have got to be kidding me, So then what do I become? Of course, a therapist later, of course, because that only makes sense. So anyway, that's been my theme, is responsibility throughout my entire life. It's a life theme is something that you will just feel. And I would say that my theme, my secondary theme, if you will, the thing that I have had to learn to overcome, like my greatest obstacles, I would think might be setting boundaries. Probably setting boundaries with people. And so themes are like that. So a theme might be addiction and recovery might be a theme for you. So you may have chosen a family that, and my father, there was addiction. That was not really what I chose to deal with, but that's what I actually learned to set boundaries with. But addiction, recovery is a big theme in life. Let's see, there's so many. A catalyst. You might be a catalyst for somebody's. Catalysts are people that come in to make things happen, and we've all seen them in action. And I mean, that would be a life theme. These people tend to have a lot of energy, and they're enthusiastic, and they excel. And if they're not doing something, they get very depressed. So there's like another interesting obstacle they have to overcome. But then there's a life theme, and I think of James with this one, and it's courage. And when somebody comes in with courage, I mean, I've always, how many times have I said to James, how in the world did you do this work so young and early on? And how did you get the confidence to do this? I mean, he talk about courage. I thought I always think of him with the life theme of courage, because if it weren't for him, I would not be doing this work, because he really did get me out of my comfort zone to do this. So I always think of that. I'm so grateful that he had the courage, that he chose courage as a theme here. Another theme might be emotionality. So a lot of people that are born with a lot of emotionality, they have this extraordinary capacity, if you will, to feel like really deeply on highs and lows, but every shade of emotion. And it is a gift and it's a burden. And for somebody like that, they have to get some balance here. So with every theme, there is, and frankly, with the responsibility theme, it also, I have to have responsibility to take care of myself. So that is always on my mind too. A lot of things here. You might come in, and I've seen this I do a lot of readings, and usually when I do a reading, I can tell what their theme is right away. And I see a lot of people that come in for experience, and we call them experiencers, actually. And these are people that I don't care what the experience is. It could be a good experience, could be a bad experience. It doesn't really matter. They just come to Earth because they want to have an experience. They are also somebody that might get up and travel somewhere, and you might be going, but wait a minute, what are you doing? And the next thing you know, they're over here and they're over here. And they always have to look at the opposite, which is not being irresponsible. They actually need some responsibility here. So, or they get a little stagnant. There are people that are followers. You know, that's a big life theme. You might want to look at. There are people that come in just because they want to have harmony and peace. And we all have met people like this. And they come in, they have to also, have to understand that Earth is very difficult, even though they come in and they bring harmony and peace. It's easy to get thrown too. Another life theme that I see a lot with the work that I do are healers. So healer is a life theme. You might be somebody that has always taken care of others, and that can be animals, it can be people, it is taking care of. Healers are amazing. They also always have to remember, again, going back to taking care of themselves. I've always been concerned that who takes care of the healers, because I think that's it's important. There are people that are leaders. The life theme may be to lead others, and that's a big deal. There are people that come in as loners, and we've seen this many, many times. They actually, often, they want to be alone. They love their own company. So that's an interesting one. There are souls that a life theme is patience. They say patience is a virtue. Well, it is actually a life theme. And so that's an interesting one, because they often will have a lot of stress. And so they have to really recognize, patience here. It's a big one. There are people that come for peacemaking. And I used to think, was I a peacemaker in my family? No, I wasn't. I just let them, it was a free for all. But but peacemaker is a big one too. Here's a big one: rescuer. Who, we have all known the rescuers, of the people that come in as rescuers, and they're the ones that maybe gravitate towards victims. Like, they want to help them, they want to save them, and so they have to really watch what they're doing. I mean, for a life theme, that's a big one. You have to really watch that, because you could get really pulled down on that one. Then there's spirituality. There are a lot of souls, obviously I'm doing this show, that come into that spirituality is their theme of their life, and they may go through life looking for different avenues of spirituality, whether it's in a church, whether it's in a synagogue, whether it's this type of spirituality, going, learning. And that's always about tolerance, and not being narrow-minded and not being a fanatic. So, and then there's the warriors. I mean, warriors, my name Kellee means warrior. So I have a feeling that's like one of my themes here. They are fearless risk takers. Soldiers, actually, astronauts, firefighters, policemen. These people are really warriors out there. And often warriors can make a huge spiritual difference in life, in somebody's life, and in life on earth. So these are some of the life themes. I mean, there's so many. And some secondary themes that I should mention too, that people come in for, would be, and James and I had a show on this on Monday, self-love. That is huge. In fact, self-love was so interesting, because we were talking about it on Monday's show with James. We were talking about self-love. And I found out I'm going to be doing a retreat with Jen Weigel for All Souls Weekend in November, here in Wisconsin, actually. And the theme looks like it's going to be self-love. And I thought, oh, that's so perfect. But worthiness, self-respect. How about this one? Guilt. I mean, that's a big one, right? Shame. That's a big one. Abandonment, fear, fear of rejection. Victimhood, that some people too choose that, and they have to really deal with that and coming out of that. So those are all things that we always have some obstacle to work on. Always. I mean, we don't come to Earth just because it's we'll just go to Earth. We have a plan ahead of time. And because it's such a hard school here, oh my gosh, what can I say? It is a hard school. But we learn so much from this school, right? So it's just wonderful. So thank you. Lori LeClaire says, Kellee and Renee, hi. Thank you for the wonderful reading today. Oh, you're sweet, Lori. Thank you. I love to work with your husband when he comes through. He is a champ, as they say. Just love working with him. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Gail. So let's see. I've got a lot of questions here. But you know what? I want to get Sasha. I'm going to get you a card, honey, because I don't want to forget. I wrote it down, and I don't want to forget it. So let me get a card for you here. And these are Talking to Heaven, which I love these cards with James and Prague. Talking to Heaven, and this would be for you. I am here helping you from your husband. I'm here helping you. There you go. I love that. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to get Vicky. I know you're having a tough time of it. I love your husband too. We are soulmates. That is the truth. And soulmates like that are always going to be together. They just are. Okay, I've got a lot of questions here. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to start with this. So Jennifer Vellington, she says, my spiritual life themes are to recognize, to have released, and have walked on through my abusive family patterns. Bravo. Do my family members remain abusive after passing, and are they still in that character? No, they're not. No. Because what happens is they go through on the other side, they'll do a life review, and they'll be learning an awful lot, Jennifer. So I'm going to say no on that. It's a great question, though. I really appreciate the question. And you're November 21st. And November 21st is a Queen of Hearts. And a Queen of Hearts really is about family. And it's deep with family, actually, a Queen of Hearts. So I can appreciate what you have learned in life and what you have gone through. So Carla Zobe, she says, my daughter is grieving the loss of her boyfriend. I'm so sorry, honey, that she's grieving the loss of her boyfriend. That's such a big, big one when this happens. She's in a dark, depressed state of mind. I bet she is. Is he around her? 100% yes, because I have chills as I say this. What can I tell her to help her deal with this tragic loss? First of all, Carla, he's always around her. She needs to know that. And I have chills as I'm saying this, which is always indicates to me that he's around her, so that he's around. So here's what I would do. I would absolutely have her read, if she likes to read, Talking to Heaven. It's a great book on this because this will be her an opening for her for spirituality. Clearly, she chose a spiritual road, and this will be a time for her to be deeply spiritual. Okay, there are a lot of great books out there. A lot. You can go to my website, and I have a whole bunch of books that are there. I think that it would be really good for her to start doing that, and also some therapy, some grief therapy. I do a lot of grief counseling. So, and you can always find me on my site at kelleewhite.com, or go to have her go to grief.com. David Kessler, he's got great information there too. Okay, and it's going to be hard for her for some time. It just is. I mean, that's unbelievable. It breaks my heart for her. But he's going to help her. Okay, so Ann Gab, I've signed up for your Healing Family Trauma class in June. Yay. Oh, thank you, Ann. It's going to be an extraordinary June 22nd, everybody, the 3 Faces of Trauma. We're going to be talking about it from the psychologicals. Dr. Shirley Impellizzeri is going to be talking about and giving tips for somatic experience, which is extraordinary, dealing with family trauma. I'm going to be talking about it from the spiritually, our families, and what specifically we choose. And I'm going to have a lot of tips on that and how to heal from this and break the cycle, basically. And Carrie Gonia is going to be doing a family constellation meditation. Oh, it's not a meditation. It's a family constellation. It's what it's called, where she opens the morphogenic field. It's extraordinary, I'm telling you. And so the question, so you've got to take this class. It is, and it's on sale until I think the end of the month. It is going to be an extraordinary class. The 3 of us together teaching this. I think it's our 3rd time that we've taught this. And anybody who's taken this class knows you will learn so much and you'll heal so much. There's so much healing. And your question is a great question because Anne says, I'm wondering if this process can make noticeable changes in the current lives of family. Yes, yes, yes. Because when somebody does a family constellation and starts to untie a lot of this, these people don't even have to, your family members don't even have to know that you've done this. And all of a sudden things start to either move or flow or work easier, or things it just seems to, there's an easier flow of things. So it is absolutely in the current lives of family. It can heal the past generations, and certainly if you're healing this, you're healing your future. So thank you for the question. It's a great question, honey. Carol Huss says, my brother passed away recently. I'm sorry that, honey. She said, I love a card from him. Well, let's get you a card from your brother, for your brother, Carol. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. Okay, Carol, that's what he's saying here. So I want to give this to you. Okay. Lori LeClaire, Kellee, do we have one major, main or major spiritual life theme and a few minor ones to work on, or only one in total? How do we know if we're working on the right spiritual life theme? You'll know because it just comes up over and over. Do you find that you're the one that's always rescuing others and that you enjoy rescuing others? Do you find that you are, let's see, an artist and you really don't get to do art? I mean, that would be calling you back to wanting, to do something creative, because I forgot to even mention, I mean, there's so many life themes. A life theme is absolutely to be creative, whether it's music, whether it's dance, whether it's art, whatever, something creative, you know. So yes, and you can have, usually you have one main theme and a lot of little ones and obstacles to get over it. Okay. So I hope that has. Okay, Kathy Cocker Weber. She says, my son has a custody hearing in June for his daughter. Is he on a good path? So his birthday is 3/5, May 5th. That makes him a 5 of spades with a 6 of hearts. So a 5 of spades is when I was talking about people who come for experience and lots of experiences and experiencer, that's a 5 of spades. 5 of spades, they have to have an experience. Good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter. They have to have experience. With the 6 of hearts, it means for family. So I think he's absolutely on a good path here. Okay, Kathy, just remind him that he's on a good path. He probably will need to hear it. Cindy Rand, Kelly, forever grateful. Oh, thanks, honey. Wondering if you were born at 111, does that have any significance? You bet it does. If you were born on 111, first of all, those would be your numbers. 111. 111 would be your total numbers. And 111 always keeps us on our path. It wakes us up. So Cindy, I would say that you were born to wake up from the very beginning, actually. I mean, that's so wild. 111. I have had many people that were born at 5:55. And that's always a lot about change. But 111, very good. Sean Anderson says, Kelly, I've studied a little numerology, and a lot of the life path themes seem to be really accurate. I couldn't agree more. I feel that these are great tools. Numerology for a life theme is great. The destiny cards that I do, I think are great. Astrology, I love. So we all have lots of ways that we can learn about ourselves through that. So, and your birthday is December 4th. So you are an Ace of Diamonds, Sean. So Ace of Diamonds is, we call that for love or money, and it's a harder path because ultimately, usually business wins out, or working hard for money, or the value, and then ultimately, often the love comes in, and when it comes in a big way. So I hope that helps. Trisha McLeany, she says, Kelly, you and James were talking about near-death experience and YouTube videos. Yeah, we were. And she said you had been watching them as well. Good. We are one spirit. She said, also, I wanted to share with you that when you do readings for other people, I always get a message for myself out of some reading. Thank you, Trisha. I think that is so great, because it's true whether you're watching any medium or any psychic, the messages absolutely can be for many, 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 many people. So thank you for saying that. I really think that's important. Regina Clark, she says, Kelly, for a really long time, I have felt like I am a speaker in a spiritual sense, but then I think I'm meant to be a healer. And she says, in this lifetime, at my age, probably neither are likely. So am I visualizing something maybe from another life? Or, Regina, what you may be doing is on the other side, you may be a speaker or a teacher and also a healer. So it's not, because we're constantly learning and growing, that when we sleep, we're often on the other side. We just are. We just are. We spend a lot of time over there. So that was a good question, though. So Barbara Bianconi, she says, Kelly, hope you are well. Your birthday is 11/14. How to hold my grief since my husband's death. Barbara, I've got chills. So let me get you a card, honey, because he is so around you. There is no such thing as death. He must have a great sense of humor, because it's true. There is no such thing as death. Yes, we lose the body and we go to the other side, but I promise you guys will be together. But I want you how do you hold your grief? It's a hard one. And I work with so many people who've lost their spouse. It's really a hard one, Barbara. So I would absolutely, do you have a good friend? Do you have a therapist that you can work with? I do grief therapy. Do you go to grief.com? That will help. Read as many books on grief. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. It's a road, and it's a deep road. Pay attention to all the signs. And I don't know why I just have to throw this out, because it seems so, like what people talk about, but I literally just heard him say butterflies. So go look around for butterflies here. Okay, Barbara? Just know he's holding your hand there, honey. Hi, Laurel Davies. Hi, everybody. I mean, it is a big one. Hi, Divine Hazel from Maine. That is so good. So yeah, that's a big one. Slow Danka, you're from Melbourne. Happy birthday. Oh, your birthday is 10/19 and you're from Melbourne. So if you're from Melbourne, you might want to be taking our class too. I would just put this out here from for Starseeds, because on May 10th, I'm teaching a class with Janelle Campbell, who's a wonderful, incredible medium, you guys. I mean, she's a great medium. She's a great teacher. She's one of my dear friends, and I just love her so much. So we're going to be teaching Are You a Starseed? Live event on Zoom, May 10th in the United States, May 11th in Australia. And she's going to be helping us. She's going to do a meditation designed to help us connect to our starseed home. And it's going to be amazing. And where do starseeds come from and what they are. If you've ever felt like you are attention deficit disorder or any of that, chances are 100% you're a starseed, not from around here. So please join us. So let me get you a card though. Or let me tell you this. Your birthday is 10/19. So October 19 is a 3 of clubs. 3 of clubs is super, super, super psychic. Super psychic. They often don't believe they are until they start having the experiences. So, and I know you're very creative because that comes with that too. Hi, Rita. Oh, I love to see you here too. I truly do, Rita. Hi, Laurel Davies. Yeah, an odd feeling, Laurel, and that's because this energy is shifting again when Mercury goes direct, and it's debilitated in Pisces. So it's going to feel a little, normally when Mercury goes direct, it's like woohoo, but it won't be woohoo until about May 10th. I think it's going to get better then. It will. And again, this Jupiter is going into Taurus. That's going to be pretty extraordinary, I think. I think it is. Okay, Julie Munsterman says, I have a beautiful dove sitting right above me right now. It's so funny, Julie. I was talking, who was it today? Lori, was that you that I was talking about a dove with? Yes, let's get you a message from your spirit guides. And these are cards from James, messages from your guides. So, and you've been getting a lot of signs like 111 and 222. It's so great when you start getting those signs because our souls, before we incarnate, we program ourselves to start waking up at a certain time. Certain events will wake us up. Unfortunately, it's like a death of somebody will wake us up. Cancer will wake us up. A trauma will wake us up. In my case, a head injury. I mean, it's something has to wake us up. Anyway, and then you start seeing the numbers 111, 222, and it's, kind of a wild thing when that happens. Okay, Julie. This is about forgiving yourself. So here you go. So perhaps this is a theme, or perhaps this is something that you need to do. And as we, there's no such thing as, James and I were talking about this early this morning before he was teaching his class. There's no such thing as a spiritual bypass. We all have to work through our stuff, our own issues, our own shadow side is probably the best way to say it. And everybody's got a shadow. Everybody. You know that person that's like so nice, and then they rage? That's a shadow. Anyway, I thought I would throw that out. Chat music scene. Oh, I love that. Hi, Kelly. Today was a wonderful day. Fresh strawberries and blackberry blooms. Okay, that is you're speaking my language. I love that. Oh, I'm so excited. Spring is here on the farm, and it's so beautiful, and the grass is so green. So I think that's great. Oh, what's the title of my book, Marilyn? I don't want to give it out yet. I want to, but I don't. Thank you for asking. I will. In about a month, we're going to start doing a pre-sale. So I will come up with all of that then. And we're just getting the cover now. It's a really great title, though I have to say. James did come up with the title, and it was the first one. And by the way, we have been looking for a title for 2 years. I'm not, no kidding, no joke. So I'm really excited, and it will be on Amazon to pre-order just probably, I want to say mid-May. But don't hold me to that. But I think that one. Vicki says, come on down, pal Don. Play a little sax for us. I know. It's been really fun listening. We have Don has a concert coming up here in our town, and it's going to be really exciting because it's so much fun to hear him play. He's such a great musician, and it's so much fun. And our house I love the sound of music. It's great. I think it's great. So Julie Himstreet, Kellee, I'd love to have a reading. And your new program sounds awesome. Well, thanks, Julie. Let's get you a card from your guides. How's this one? Stay open-minded. That's a great one. Stay open-minded. I love that. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, Lori Tressler, Kellee, 1213. My husband passed on August 5th. I'm having a hard time. Would like to be with him. Lois, I've got chills. First of all, he's with you. He's with you. Okay, now, Vicky, I know you're listening to this. Lori, I know you're listening to this. I have a lot of people that I work with that also, when their husbands passed, they're having such a hard time, they just want to be with them. And I understand that. Truly, I do. So your birthday is 12/13. And 12/13 makes you a 5 of clubs. And a 5 of clubs is actually very psychic, extremely psychic. So I know that you can start feeling him around him. But let me give you a card, honey, from your husband. Believe in yourself. Got chills here. Believe in yourself. You can do it. So he's going to be pushing you, Lois, to be the best you can be. I can tell you that. And again, if, I do grief counseling, go to grief.com. David Kessler has got a lot of great work. And I'm sorry, Lois, that it's such a hard thing. And you will be with him. You will be with him. They don't just go off and leave you. Believe me, it doesn't work that way. Oh, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. So please know that. So let me get back to some of these other questions. Jen Tran, she says, Kellee, it's a privilege to work with you. Oh, thanks, honey. She said, by the way, octopuses keep showing up. So let me tell you what octopus means. And I would love totems. So everybody pay attention to, all of a sudden you start seeing something over and over and over, or it just shows up. It means something. So octopus mean, if you're all of a sudden seeing octopus, it means healing, and resilience. How good is that? I think that's a great thing. Healing and resilience. So pay attention, you guys, because especially with spring coming and all of a sudden and summer, and we're just going to start seeing all kinds of totems. I'll do another show on totems because I love working with totems. I love it. So much fun. Jerry Dromboski, she says, yes, I'm glad you're continuing my astrology. Yes. So on our Monday show with James, I won't be doing astrology because it's going to be put and used as a podcast right away. So because it'll be on podcast, we want it to be what's called an evergreen. And an evergreen is something that people could, if they want to listen to an interview with one of our guests anytime they can, and the astrology would date it. So we don't do that. But I'm going to always do astrology on my Thursday show because it's just my favorite thing. I just have to. So, and let me get you a card from the guides, Jerry. Worry is a wasted emotion. Oh my God, that must be from my mom. That's a good one. That is a good one. Okay, so Renee Went. She says, I'm wondering if you aren't completing your life theme, can your intuition help you get started back on track? And sometimes passions just come strongly to me on things I should change and do differently. So Renee, if you are passionate about something, that often is your purpose, your spiritual purpose, actually. Like people will say, what's my, my purpose? What's my spiritual life purpose? Or, and it has a lot to do with what you're passionate about. Like I am so passionate about what I do. This is my, my spiritual purpose here. But a life theme might be, using your intuition. And let's say the life theme might be, you just stopped using it. Get back on track, start using it. That's a really good one. Okay, Sherry Kraft, she says, if your soul is more than one place, your soul is more than one place at once. Are twins of the same soul and on the same life path? So I feel that twins have two different souls. I don't care if they're identical, but they come in to have very similar experiences. Maybe they just need the extra, Earth is a hard place, and maybe they come in to give each other support. And I've seen twins do extraordinary things because they have the love and support of each other. So It's a possibility here. And she also says, how do you determine your number in numerology? For how do you calculate uh, your year number? So here's how you calculate your year number, your personal year number. You take the digits of your day and month. So I was born September 20th, so that would be 9 plus 2, that's 11. And it's an 8 year. So in 2024 is an 8. So you would take your month that you were born. So in my case, September is a 9. And I was born on the 20th, which reduces to a 2. So 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 8 is 10, or a 1. You reduce it again. And so for me, it's a 1 year. 2024 is a 1 year. And I could feel that one energy. It's like, all right, ramping up again. Here we go. Every time you think you get to a certain point, no, it doesn't. Then you just keep going up to the next level. And then you have to start all over on the next level. Oh, life is so fascinating. Belinda White, Kellee, whatever comes to mind would be great. Okay, Belinda, I'm going to get you a card. Know your truth. Know your truth, honey. Okay, there you go. Let's see. And this is a good one. Ruth Strazzard says, Kellee, I appreciate your knowledge and kindness. On your Monday show, one of the topics was thoughts create your future. Yes. I'm so mindful of being kind to everyone. I have a true connection to God. I feel love. That's great. Then the news comes on and I hear all the awful things going on in this world, which sends me into a very negative state. She said, I honestly don't understand the world leaders. I don't think anybody does, honey. I don't know what to do. I should not listen to what's going on. My friends don't listen to the news because it depresses them. So here's the thing, Ruth. You say you do a lot of prayers. So stay in prayer, stay in meditation, be good, be kind to yourself. I love that you send prayers to leaders and all the other people to help soften things. I believe in prayer. I actually very much do. And I think it's a great thing that you do, honey. And yeah, we all have to be mindful of that, especially you're an empath, clearly. And as empaths, we all have to watch our energy. I watch a little bit of the news so I can know what's going on, but I observe, I don't absorb. Is that it? I think that's it. Although every once in a while I can get pretty rattled. I think, it's just we wanted to be here during this time period. You guys, I always say that. And I say that because we did choose this time period. This time period gets us, we will evolve 7 times faster, 7 times more. So we really did want to be here through all of the chaos, because imagine when we're on the other side, we're going to say, oh yeah, I was there. Oh, 2024, I was there. Oh, you should have been there for 2020. Oh boy. I mean, that's the way I think it's going to be. And the other thing is, a lot of you people out there are teachers on the other side. Please remember that I'm saying that, and that might resonate with a lot of you. You may be taking really hard classes on Earth so you can help prepare souls on the other side that will be coming to Earth. And I know, I'm positive I teach classes over there where I'm like, okay, now here, this is the tough class. This is the PhDs of you're going to have loss, you're going to have betrayal. I teach probably the big ticket lessons only because I've had the experience. Anyway, there you go. Carrie Ketterman says, my question is, does my husband have any messages for me? Well, I was at work on January 2nd of this year. My husband called out to our daughter that he couldn't breathe. She called 911, and by the time I got home from work, he had passed. Carrie, honey, when I read this earlier, I just have chills everywhere. I am so sorry. When they go suddenly like that, the trauma can be just enormous. And by the way, if you were supposed to be there, you would have. That's how that works. But yeah, oh boy, he's definitely around. Okay, there is no time where I am. Time is only on Earth. So here's the thing, honey. Make sure that you guys pay attention to all the signs that he's going to give you. I've got to get another card. Here you go. I just had to pull another card because he's kind of bossy. I watch over you every day. Please know that, and make sure your daughter knows that, okay? Because That's traumatic. I mean, you both probably need some trauma therapy, frankly, from that one. I think that's a big one. Okay, Laurel Speck says, why are so many people leaving my life right now? Death and moving. And your birthday is February 21st, which is a Four of Diamonds. Four of Diamonds is, they're pretty tough. But now, why are people leaving right now? Why are they passing? I think we're going to see a lot of that. I've been saying that all along coming up, and we've had this already. But also, when people leave or when they're passing or whatever, it's often so new experiences can come in and new people, Laurel, will come in. Okay, please know that. Cedar Abney, Brian G, is that you? A card. Let's get you a card, Brian. Here we go, honey. Let's get you a card. Never judge another. Never judge another. There you go. I don't think you're judgy. There you go. Wyland's mom, should I move or should I stay? It's almost like that song, should I stay or should I go now? I don't know. I'd have to have a session with you because I'm not sure what's going on there. And you're 922. And 922 is a two of clubs. Two of clubs always has to overcome fear. So whatever you feel good about, do it. Okay? Just do whatever you feel good about. Jane Latchford, she says, my question is if my husband had anything to communicate. He passed 3 months ago. Boy, we're having a lot of loss, you guys. Thanks for all of your letting me know and all of this. This is all good. He says, I always give you a good night kiss. Oh my God, how sweet is that? Ooh, I got chills. A lot of husbands right now. A lot of husbands. My goodness. So, okay, Wanda Mann, love that you're brave enough to change things up. That you and James, yeah, we are a great team. Thank you, and we are changing things up, but it's all going to be good. She said, "Love a card from my husband. I miss him daily." Well, let's go for it. Here we go. The earth is our school. Well, that is the truth. But let's get you another card from him too, because the earth is school, and that's what we've been talking about. Oh, I love this. I've become one of your guides, Wanda. He's one of your guides. Okay. So always know that. Always know he's one of your guides here. Hi, Diane and Tim. How are you guys doing? So let's see. Trey, you had minor medical issues the past few days, had to go to a doctor's office, get a prescription. Walgreens billed the wrong insurance. Finally got it straightened out, dealing with really upset stomach and out of work until Saturday. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. You know, again, that's what my daughter was saying. She was like, Mom, what is this? Well, this Mercury retrograde again, and it was going direct. So it's something, honey. Well, don't worry, it'll get better, honey. Pretty purple tulips. Thank you, Ellie. I love tulips, and I love different colors. I just do. I just can't help it. I just do. So, okay. Kim Etheridge says, question, I've been told that because of something in my past life, my psychic abilities have been shut down for this life. Could that be true? Could that prevent me from connecting with my daughter who has passed over? My birthday is September 12th. So first of all, no, it doesn't have to be true, honey. It could be that you, in a past life, it was overwhelming for you to have this gift. And in this lifetime, you decided to keep it shut until you were able to work with it, which I would say now, because your daughter passed over, it would be the perfect opportunity to start really tuning in to your own psychic ability. My gosh. And you're September 12th. Come on. September 12th. Oh my gosh. That's a Queen of Clubs. What? Queen of Clubs is the most psychic card, period. End of message. Nobody beats a Queen of Clubs. You know what you know. Kim, get back into the psychic business. I don't know who told you that. That is incorrect thinking. It may have just been too overwhelming for you, but let's get a card from your daughter, honey, because I think she has a lot to say here. I am so much better now, but here's the thing. Look at the rainbow. Please remember that rainbow, okay? Because I think that's how she's going to identify herself with you, and with colors and cards. Oh, she's always around you. Lana Fletcher, May of 2012 to May 2013 was not good for me or my husband. Well, but going forward, take the lessons that you learned and apply them going forward. It doesn't mean that it's the exact same thing. It could be, now you're in a different area, a different energy for it. So, Lana, we're very different than how we were, right? I mean, when I was, 10, what is it? How many years ago is that? 10, 11, 12 years ago, whatever it is. 12 years ago, I think. Again, different energy. And I think we all mature as we get older. Well, I'd like to think of it. I'd like to think we do. Let's see, Jen Cameron, I had to get through drill sergeant school and train people. Was chosen, was not my favorite parts in life. It was growth for sure. But I bet you, Jen, you probably learned so much. Lori Young, Lori, you're graduating from your MFT program, grad school. And I'm so excited for you, Lori. It's going to be great. It's going to be so great for you because I know you also are medium and going to grad school and everything. It's a great, so happy for you. I really, really am. I think it's really super, super duper. Debbie Clooney says, Kellee, I love your show. Are guides the same as guardian angels? I would say yes. I mean, they're, in a more dogmatic approach, they say guardian angels. I say spirit guides. But yeah, we also have angels too. So she says, I've been talking to my dad. He passed away in 1998. Can I have a card from him? Absolutely, Debbie. Here we go. I was met by so many loving people. Oh, how sweet is that? And that is what happens, honey. When when our loved ones, when they cross over, they're met with all kinds of their loved ones. And it's really quite a time here. It is quite a time. So Laura Crum says, I hope it helps with farms. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, it will, as they are being sold to developers. Oh, I know, Laura, because I know where I live. I live in farm country. So I think it will help. I think it will help with farmers. I'd like to see that. Okay, Trish KB, and whatever I meant to hear, let me get you a card, honey. Here we go. Accept struggles as lessons. That's kind of true. Struggles as lessons. Now, remember, everybody, if you want to have a session with me, I think I might have a couple, I don't know what I have left in May. I'll be opening up my June calendar in about a week or so. Yeah, I think in about a week. I usually just do 1 month out. But I'll be doing that. And again, if you'd like to take a class on Starseeds, so fun. You guys are going to love that class. Please join us for Starseeds because that's going to be terrific. On May 10th in the United States, May 11th with Janelle Campbell in Australia. How fun is that going to be? And also healing family trauma, because God knows we have had all kinds of family trauma here. So please, everybody, join us on June 22nd if you can. And if you purchase the classes ahead of time or purchase them before the class and you can't attend, we will send you the link for it. Okay. So please know that we will do that for you. And again, join James and I on Monday. We have a great guest. We have Suzanne Giesman. Somebody pointed out that I didn't say her name right. So I do appreciate that, actually. Suzanne Giesman is a wonderful medium. And she's a channel also. So that ought to be a really interesting. And she's written a great book that is, I think it's going to be out. I think it's going to be out soon, right? Probably right when we do our show. But she's going to be our first guest on our new show. But please join us. It'll also be 6 p.m. Pacific time. Jesuita Marquise, thank you for helping me work through the loss of my son. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Can I have a card from my son? You betcha, honey. You bet. We have been together in dreams. Oh, I love that when they come to us in dreams. And by the way, those are real visitations when they do. They just do. Okay, Belinda, so much going on. A card. Here we go, honey. Okay, thoughts create your reality. I love these cards. They're just saying exactly what we were talking about today. And I look forward to seeing everybody on Monday. I'm sorry I couldn't get to any more questions, but keep going. Oh, there was one question I did want to answer before I forget, because I thought this was a good one. And this was from Ann Gabb. And Ann, you said that you had a new granddaughter born on Tuesday on 4/23 under the pink full moon during Mercury retrograde. And any thoughts? And you said she's amazingly calm. She's only 2 days old. I love that. I want to say this. I had to answer this, because to be born on that day under that pink full moon will make her very loving. And it also makes her a really old soul healer, because she comes right after that April 20th conjunction, which really brings in old soul healing here. So she's a very special baby, Ann, and I really wanted to make sure I got to that. Okay. So take care, everybody. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. And Monday, join James and me. We have a great guest. Take care.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.